I'm making danishes for the first time, and honestly, I was scared because I have made puff pastries before, and the results were pretty disappointing. It was chewy and not flaky at all. But my mom did not raise a quitter, so I'm trying it again. Danishes and puff pastries are pretty much similar. The recipes are a bit different, but the lamination process is the same. If you do not own a stand mixer, just use your hands. Don't be lazy. A couch potato like you needs a workout anyways. Let the dough rest properly. Give it time, be patient, it's worth it, I promise. Meanwhile, prepare the butter for the lamination. Use a parchment paper. I don't own a parchment paper, so I'm using a A4 size paper and applied some oil in it. Look, don't come at me. I did what I had to do in my low budget kitchen. I'm not even sure if it's safe. I'm scared to even Google it actually. As you can see, the butter is pretty stubborn, so I am enclosing it from all the sides. This needs to go in the fridge and make sure it's even. So we are off to a good start. That looks like a legit butter block. I'm dusting the surface now, and in a minute, you will see the dough was not pressed properly. The dough was sticky. I had to knead it again. So this is what you get when you are not patient. Good things take time, especially in bakery. After resting your dough for 30 minutes, the dough finally started to cooperate. I'm giving it some cuts here because I thought it will give me a square shaped dough, and you can see it is not necessary. I'm rolling out the dough now, and as you can see, I'm using the rolling pin to keep the edges as sharp as possible at all times. My goal was to keep the dough and the butter block square, but they both ended up being rectangular. So I'm compromising here. It's okay. Stuff happens. I'm trying my best to not lose my mind. But everything worked out pretty well. As you can see, I have tried to put the butter block in a diamond shape so I can enclose all the ends of the dough in an envelope shape. And I should mention the butter block should remain malleable. It should not be too stiff. There are different ways to do this process. I thought this one was the easiest for me. I'm sealing all the edges so the butter doesn't spill out. If the weather is cold, you can start rolling out the dough after this stage, but the weather here is pretty warm. So I place it in the fridge for at least 10 minutes before rolling out the dough. Pressing the dough like this is crucial to distribute the butter evenly so that when you do the lamination, you will get nice even layers. Again, you can see I'm using the rolling pin to keep the edges sharp because I want a even rectangular shape all the way through. Then do the book fold like this. Follow the process. It doesn't look like a book in my case. It looks like a log. But I'm trusting the process here. Again, it goes in the fridge for 10 minutes. Whenever you feel like things are going wrong, put it inside the fridge. Don't overthink it. Again, roll out the dough, and this time we have to do the letter fold. And we have to repeat this process for two more times. You might see some butter spilling out, it's fine. Just move on. Do not let this stop you. And letter fold looks like this. This needs to go in the fridge again. In the last fold, I was cutting out the edges to check if the layers are formed. I could see them and I was grateful. Things were not looking great in the last round, butter was just spilling out. But I pushed through and I rested the dough in the fridge overnight. This is the next morning. I was just cutting out the edges because I need to release the layers for it to bake in the oven. And now I'm cutting it in squares. I'm trying to be as precise as possible. Now I'm going to gently, emphasizing the word gently here, going to shape the danishes. And as you can see, I'm cutting out the edges, but not completely all the way through on both the sides. And wow, you can't even see what I'm doing. Basically, I was just placing the edges on opposite sides like this. I really hope you get the point. I did not let the scraps go to waste. I added some sugar on top and baked it at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. For the filling, I made some basic white sauce with bell peppers, onion, sweet corn, and I'm adding some egg wash here. This will bake at 200 degrees Celsius for at least 20 minutes. Timing might differ, it can be 30 minutes in your oven. And this turned out pretty well. The edges were flaky and at the same time it had a bread texture. I hope you enjoy it as well.